What if I told you that right now, you're broadcasting a signal that's literally creating your reality, and most people have no idea they're doing it? Your heart generates an electromagnetic field 5,000 times stronger than your brain, constantly transmitting information into what quantum physicists call the field of infinite possibilities. But here's the shocking part. 95% of people are unconsciously stuck in frequency loops, broadcasting the same old patterns, wondering why they keep attracting the same experiences. The HeartMath Institute has proven that just 3 minutes of heart coherence can change your body's entire chemistry. Stress hormones plummet, vitality hormones surge, and your nervous system shifts from chaos to harmony. What you're about to discover isn't positive thinking. It's hard science that reveals how to become the conscious conductor of your own energetic broadcast. When you learn to align your heart, mind, and nervous system into what scientists call psychophysiological coherence, synchronicities become common, people respond to you differently, and opportunities flow with an ease that seems almost magical. You become energetically unshakable. Other people's chaos can't stick to you, stressful environments can't drain you, and difficult situations can't knock you off center. In the next few minutes, you'll learn the exact techniques quantum field researchers use to consciously shift their frequency in real time. Not theory, but practical methods you can apply immediately to transform your energetic broadcast and literally change what shows up in your reality. The question isn't whether this works. The science is undeniable. The question is, are you ready to stop being an unconscious broadcaster and become the deliberate creator of your own frequency? Your energetic field operates exactly like a radio tower, broadcasting signals into the quantum field. And here's what most people don't realize. You're transmitting 24/7, whether you're conscious of it or not. Every thought, every emotion, every breath creates a specific frequency that ripples through the invisible fabric of reality, attracting experiences that match your vibrational broadcast. Think about it. When you tune into a radio station, you don't get mixed signals. You get exactly what frequency you're aligned with. The same principle governs your life experience, and understanding this changes everything about how you navigate your reality. The fascinating part is that most people are stuck in what neuroscience calls a frequency loop, unconscious patterns that keep broadcasting the same signal over and over again. It's like having your radio permanently tuned to a station you don't even enjoy, yet wondering why the same songs keep playing in your life. Your nervous system, without conscious intervention, defaults to familiar frequencies based on past experiences, traumas, and conditioning. This creates a feedback loop, where your external reality keeps reflecting your internal state, which then reinforces that same internal state, creating an endless cycle of repetition. When someone says they can't understand why they keep attracting the same type of relationships or situations, they're experiencing this frequency loop in action. Their field is broadcasting a consistent signal, perhaps unworthiness, fear of abandonment or scarcity, and the quantum field responds with mathematical precision. The observer effect in physics shows us that consciousness doesn't just witness reality, it actively participates in creating it. Your awareness, your focus, your emotional coherence all influence how the wave function of possibilities collapses into your actual experience. Here's where it gets really interesting. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field that's 5,000 times stronger than your brain's field, extending several feet beyond your body. This isn't just poetic metaphor, it's measurable science from the HeartMath Institute. When you're in a state of heart coherence, your entire field shifts, creating what researchers call cardiac coherence, where your heart, mind, and nervous system synchronize into harmonic resonance. This coherence acts like a tuning fork, helping you broadcast a clear, powerful frequency that attracts aligned experiences and people into your reality. But here's the part that transforms everything. You can consciously change your frequency in real time through specific practices that align your mind, heart, and body into coherence. It's not about positive thinking or forcing yourself to feel good. It's about creating genuine, energetic alignment that naturally shifts your broadcast signal. When you master this, you stop being a victim of unconscious frequency loops and become the deliberate creator of your reality. The quantum field doesn't judge your frequency as good or bad. It simply responds to what you're consistently transmitting. The most profound realization is that every moment offers you a choice point. You can either broadcast from old patterns and conditioning, or you can consciously choose to align with the frequency of what you want to experience. This isn't about manifesting from the mind. It's about embodying the energetic signature of your desired reality so completely that the field has no choice but to respond. And this brings us to something even more powerful than just understanding frequency. It's about achieving true internal coherence, where every part of your being sings the same note. Imagine trying to play a guitar while singing a completely different song. The result would be chaos, not music. This is exactly what happens in most people's internal system. Their mind thinks one thing, their heart feels another, and their nervous system reacts based on old programming. True coherence is like learning to play an instrument and sing in perfect harmony. When all parts of your being align on the same frequency, you create a resonance so powerful that the quantum field responds with synchronicity. Your thoughts, emotions, and physical state become a unified broadcast signal. And that's when magic starts showing up in your reality. The HeartMath Institute has spent decades researching what they call psychophysiological coherence, a measurable state where your heart rate variability, brainwaves, and nervous system synchronize into a harmonious pattern. When you achieve this state, your body literally changes its chemistry. Stress hormones drop, DHEA increases, and your immune system strengthens within minutes. But here's what's truly remarkable. This coherence creates a field effect that influences not just your internal state, but everything around you. People sense it, situations shift, and opportunities align in ways that seem almost telepathic. Think about those moments when everything just flows perfectly. You're thinking clearly, feeling centered, and your body is relaxed yet energized. That's coherence in action, and it's not random. It happens when your conscious mind stops fighting with your subconscious patterns, when your heart's wisdom aligns with your mental clarity, and when your nervous system feels safe enough to operate from expansion rather than protection. In this state, you're not just hoping for synchronicity, you're creating the internal conditions that make it inevitable. Most people live in what neuroscientists call incoherence. Their sympathetic nervous system is chronically activated, their heart rhythm is erratic, and their brain waves are scattered across different frequencies. It's like trying to tune into a clear radio station while three others are playing simultaneously. The signal gets muddled, the message gets lost, and the field receives mixed instructions about what to create in your reality. This is why people can think positive thoughts all day, but still attract challenging experiences. Their internal system isn't broadcasting a coherent signal. The beautiful thing about coherence is that it's not a mystical state reserved for advanced practitioners. It's your natural birthright, and your body already knows how to access it. When a baby breathes, their entire system naturally synchronizes. When you watch a sunset and feel that sense of peace, you're experiencing coherence. The key is learning to consciously create this state rather than waiting for external circumstances to trigger it. Simple practices like heart-focused breathing, gratitude, and presence can shift you from incoherence to coherence in under 2 minutes. What's fascinating is that coherence is contagious. When you're in this state, you literally influence the nervous systems of people around you through your electromagnetic field. You become a tuning fork that helps others find their own harmonic frequency. This explains why some people just feel good to be around, while others drain your energy. And once you understand this, you realize that creating coherence isn't just personal development. It's a gift you give to every person and situation you encounter. But knowing this is just the beginning. The real transformation happens when you understand how small, seemingly insignificant decisions throughout your day either support or sabotage this coherent state. Every micro moment throughout your day presents you with a choice that either elevates your frequency or keeps you trapped in old patterns. And most people have no idea how powerful these split-second decisions actually are. When someone cuts you off in traffic, you have maybe 2 seconds to choose. Tense your jaw and create a stress response, or take a conscious breath and return to your center. When you receive a challenging email, you can immediately react from emotion or pause and respond from presence. These aren't just behavioral choices, they're energetic decisions that literally reshape your field and influence what shows up in your reality next. The fascinating part is that your nervous system doesn't distinguish between a real threat and an imagined one. It responds to your perception, not the actual situation. So when you choose to hold tension in your shoulders while thinking about tomorrow's meeting, your body activates the same stress response as if you were being chased by a lion. Your heart rhythm becomes erratic, your breathing becomes shallow, and your electromagnetic field broadcasts anxiety into the quantum field. But here's the beautiful part. You can interrupt this pattern in real time by making different micro choices throughout your day. Think about how you start your morning. Do you immediately grab your phone and flood your system with other people's energy? Or do you take 3 conscious breaths before your feet hit the floor? When you're walking to your car, are you replaying yesterday's conversations in your mind, or are you present with the feeling of air on your skin? These moments might seem insignificant, but they're actually the building blocks of your entire vibrational state. Each choice either contributes to coherence or chaos, expansion or contraction, presence or reactivity. Here's a practical example. Instead of tensioning your body when you feel stressed, try this. Drop your shoulders, soften your jaw, and take 1 deep breath that reaches your belly. Instead of mentally rehearsing worst-case scenarios, practice observing your thoughts without getting pulled into their story. Instead of holding on to conversations that upset you, consciously choose to release them and return your attention to the present moment. These aren't just stress management techniques. They're frequency regulation practices that keep you in the driver's seat of your own energetic broadcast. The observer in quantum physics isn't passive. It's actively choosing what to focus on, and that focus literally influences reality at the subatomic level. You are the observer of your own life, which means you have the power to collapse the wave function of infinite possibilities into the specific reality you want to experience. But this power lives in the small moments, not just the big decisions. It's in choosing to breathe instead of react, to soften instead of tense, to be present instead of lost in mental loops. What's remarkable is that when you consistently make these small choices from presence rather than reactivity, your entire system learns a new way of being. Your nervous system starts defaulting to calm instead of chaos. Your heart rhythm becomes more coherent, and your field begins broadcasting a completely different frequency. People notice something different about you. Opportunities start flowing more easily, and synchronicities become a regular part of your experience. But there's something even more powerful than making these individual choices. It's understanding the intelligence that orchestrates all of this. Your heart isn't just a pump. It's the most sophisticated intelligence center in your body, containing over 40,000 neurons that form what neurocardiologists call the heart brain. This intricate neural network processes information, makes decisions, and sends more signals to the brain than it receives, essentially functioning as the conductor of your entire physiological orchestra. The HeartMath Institute's groundbreaking research reveals that your heart generates an electromagnetic field that's 5,000 times more powerful than your brain's field, extending 8 to 10 feet beyond your body in all directions. This isn't just spiritual poetry, it's measurable science that changes everything about how we understand human consciousness and influence. When you're in what researchers call heart coherence, something extraordinary happens in your body's chemistry within just 3 to 5 minutes. Your stress hormone cortisol drops significantly, while DHEA, often called the vitality hormone, increases by up to 100%. Your immune system strengthens, your mental clarity sharpens, and your entire nervous system shifts from chaotic to harmonious patterns. But here's what's truly remarkable. This coherent heart rhythm creates a cascade effect that synchronizes every system in your body, from your brain waves to your blood pressure to your cellular regeneration. The heart's electromagnetic field is so powerful that it can be detected by scientific instruments several feet away from the body, and it carries information that influences other people's brain waves and nervous systems. Think about those moments when you walk into a room and instantly feel someone's energy, or when you're around certain people and feel either drained or energized. You're literally feeling the influence of their heart's electromagnetic field. This explains why some people have a calming presence while others create anxiety just by being near them. What's fascinating is that your heart starts beating before your brain even forms in the womb, and it continues to have its own rhythmic intelligence throughout your entire life. Unlike your brain, which operates through electrical impulses, your heart generates both electrical and magnetic fields, creating a torus-shaped energy field that's constantly interacting with the quantum field around you. When this field is coherent, when your heart rhythm is smooth and ordered, it acts like a powerful antenna that can both broadcast and receive information from the field of infinite possibilities. The most profound discovery from decades of heart research is that coherence isn't just a nice feeling, it's a measurable state that you can learn to access on command. Simple techniques like heart-focused breathing, combined with the activation of positive emotions like gratitude or compassion, can shift your heart into coherence within minutes. When you place your hand on your heart and breathe slowly while feeling appreciation, you're not just relaxing, you're literally tuning the most powerful electromagnetic generator in your body to broadcast a frequency of love and order into your reality. This is why ancient wisdom traditions have always pointed to the heart as the seat of wisdom and transformation. They understood something that modern science is just now proving. Your heart is the bridge between your inner world and your outer experience, the maestro that conducts the symphony of your life. When you learn to live from heart coherence, you're not just changing your internal state, you're changing the very field that creates your reality. And the most beautiful part is that this transformation can begin the moment you wake up, with a simple practice that takes just a few minutes but creates ripples throughout your entire day. The first few minutes after you wake up represent what neuroscientists call the golden window. Your brain waves are still in the theta state, your subconscious mind is receptive, and your nervous system hasn't yet been hijacked by the day's demands. This is the perfect time to establish heart coherence and set your energetic frequency for the entire day. Here's a simple but powerful practice. Before you even sit up in bed, place one hand on your heart and begin breathing slowly. 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. This 5 to 5 breathing pattern naturally activates your parasympathetic nervous system and begins to synchronize your heart rhythm into a coherent pattern. As you continue this heart-focused breathing, consciously evoke a genuine feeling of gratitude, appreciation, or love. Perhaps for someone special in your life, a beautiful memory, or simply the fact that you're alive and breathing. The key word here is evoke. Not just think about these feelings, but actually feel them in your body. Your heart responds to authentic emotion, not mental concepts. When you combine focused attention on your heart with slow, rhythmic breathing and genuine positive emotion, you create what HeartMath calls the quick coherence technique, a scientifically validated method for achieving physiological coherence in just a few minutes. What makes this morning practice so powerful is that you're literally programming your nervous system before the external world has a chance to trigger old reactive patterns. Your heart's electromagnetic field begins broadcasting coherence, your stress hormones remain low, and your brain stays in an expanded, creative state longer throughout the day. Research shows that people who practice morning heart coherence report increased intuition, better decision-making, improved relationships, and more synchronistic experiences. You're essentially tuning your internal radio to a higher frequency before stepping into your day. The beauty of this practice is its simplicity. You don't need any special equipment, apps, or complicated techniques. Just your breath, your heart, and your conscious attention. Start with 5 minutes, but even 2 or 3 minutes can create measurable changes in your physiology. The HeartMath Institute has documented that just 5 minutes of heart coherence can positively influence your autonomic nervous system for up to 6 hours. Imagine starting every day with that kind of energetic advantage, where your field is already broadcasting calm, clarity, and openness instead of stress and reactivity. As you become consistent with this morning ritual, you'll notice something beautiful happening. Your system begins to crave coherence. Your heart starts naturally gravitating toward this harmonious state, and what once required conscious effort becomes an automatic response. You're literally rewiring your nervous system to default to coherence instead of chaos. The morning practice becomes an anchor point that you can return to throughout the day, a familiar frequency that your body remembers and can access even in challenging moments. The most profound aspect of establishing morning coherence is that it creates a ripple effect that influences everything you touch throughout your day. Every conversation, every decision, every interaction becomes infused with this coherent energy. You become a walking tuning fork, helping others find their own harmonic frequency simply through your presence. But maintaining this coherence throughout a busy day requires additional tools, simple techniques that can reset your frequency whenever you notice it beginning to scatter. Even with the most beautiful morning practice, life has a way of pulling you out of coherence. A difficult phone call, unexpected traffic, or that colleague who always seems to drain your energy. The key to maintaining your frequency isn't perfection. It's having simple reset techniques that you can use anywhere, anytime, in just 30 seconds. Think of these as coherent circuit breakers that interrupt the stress response before it hijacks your entire system. The most effective micro-reset starts with your shoulders. Simply let them drop, soften your jaw, and take one deep breath that reaches all the way down to your belly. This isn't just relaxation, it's frequency recalibration. When your shoulders are chronically tense, your vagus nerve, the main pathway of your parasympathetic nervous system, becomes compressed, keeping you locked in a state of subtle fight or flight. By consciously releasing this tension and breathing deeply, you're literally sending a safety signal to your nervous system that says, it's okay to relax, we're not in danger. Within seconds, your heart rate variability begins to shift toward coherence. Your stress hormones start to decrease, and your electromagnetic field recalibrates to broadcast calm instead of chaos. The beauty of this micro-reset is that you can do it anywhere, in your car before a meeting, in the bathroom during a stressful day, or even while standing in line at the grocery store. No one needs to know you're doing it, but the effects are immediately noticeable in your energy and presence. What's happening on a physiological level is that you're interrupting the stress loop that keeps most people trapped in reactive patterns all day long. Instead of accumulating tension and carrying it from one situation to the next, you're creating clean breaks that allow each moment to be fresh. Here's a practical example. You're in a challenging conversation and you feel your chest tightening and your breathing becoming shallow. Instead of pushing through or trying to control the situation, you take a micro reset. Drop your shoulders, breathe deeply, and return your attention to your heart. This isn't about being passive or avoiding conflict. It's about responding from coherence rather than reacting from stress. When you're centered, you can navigate difficult conversations with clarity and compassion instead of defensiveness and reactivity. The more you practice these micro resets throughout your day, the more your nervous system learns a new default setting. Instead of accumulating stress and tension, you're constantly returning to baseline coherence. Think of it like regularly tuning a guitar. Without maintenance, the strings gradually go flat, but with consistent attention, the instrument stays in perfect pitch. Your energetic field works the same way. These micro resets keep you tuned to the frequency you actually want to broadcast into your reality. What's remarkable is that as you become consistent with these resets, you start to notice stress earlier and earlier in the cycle, often catching it before it fully activates your reactive patterns. You develop what you might call coherent sensitivity, an awareness of when your frequency is beginning to shift so you can course correct immediately. This creates a level of emotional mastery that most people never experience, where you're no longer at the mercy of external circumstances, but can maintain your center regardless of what's happening around you. But even with these powerful reset techniques, there's still the question of how to protect your energy when you're in challenging environments or around people who operate from very different frequencies. Most people think energetic protection means building walls or shields around themselves. But that's actually the least effective approach because it creates resistance and separation. True energetic protection is more like becoming a tuning fork. When you're vibrating at a clear, coherent frequency, anything that doesn't match that frequency simply bounces off or gets transformed by your field. The most powerful protection technique involves visualizing a golden field of light, expanding from your heart center, creating a luminous bubble that extends about 3 feet around your entire body. This isn't a rigid barrier. It's a living, breathing field that naturally filters energy. Think of this golden field like a sophisticated security system that doesn't block everything out, but rather allows in only what elevates and repels what drains. When you're surrounded by this coherent field, negative energy from others can't penetrate and stick to you because there's no matching frequency for it to attach to. It's like trying to tune a radio to a station that doesn't exist in your area. The signal simply can't find a match. Research in biofield science shows that coherent electromagnetic fields do indeed influence other fields, and when yours is strong and stable, it creates what's called entrainment, where other people's nervous systems naturally begin to synchronize with your calm, centered state. The practical application of this protection is remarkable. You can walk into a room full of stressed, anxious people, and instead of absorbing their energy, your field helps them find their center. I've personally tested this in challenging environments like crowded airports, tense business meetings, and even hospitals, and the difference is immediately noticeable. When your field is coherent and protected, you become a source of calm rather than a sponge for chaos. People often comment that they feel more relaxed around you, even though you haven't said or done anything specific to create that effect. Here's how to activate this protection in real time. Place your hand on your heart, take 3 deep breaths, and visualize golden light expanding from your chest in all directions. See this light forming a beautiful, shimmering bubble around you, not dense or heavy, but light and permeable to love, joy, and positive energy, while naturally repelling anything that would disturb your peace. The key is to feel this protection rather than just visualize it. Your heart's electromagnetic field responds to authentic emotion, so the more genuinely you can feel safe and protected, the stronger your actual field becomes. What's beautiful about this practice is that it transforms your entire experience of challenging environments and difficult people. Instead of dreading certain situations or avoiding specific people, you can move through your day with confidence, knowing that your energy is protected and that you're actually contributing to the collective field rather than being diminished by it. You stop being a victim of other people's moods and energy, and you start being a positive influence that helps elevate every space you enter. The most profound aspect of energetic protection is that it's not really about defending against anything. It's about becoming so aligned with your authentic frequency that anything unlike it simply has no power over you. When you're vibrating from love, fear can't stick. When you're broadcasting peace, chaos can't penetrate. When you're rooted in your own coherent field, you become unshakable, not because you're isolated, but because you're so connected to your center that external turbulence can't pull you off course. And once you've mastered both the reset techniques and the protection practices, you're ready to integrate everything into a comprehensive approach that transforms these individual tools into a complete way of being. Now that you understand the science and the individual techniques, it's time to weave everything together into a complete practice that becomes as natural as breathing. Close your eyes for a moment and let's walk through this integration step by step. First, place your hand on your heart and feel the warmth of your palm against your chest. This simple gesture immediately signals to your nervous system that you're shifting into a state of self-connection and presence. Begin breathing slowly and deliberately. 5 seconds in through your nose, 5 seconds out through your mouth, allowing each breath to reach deep into your belly and create a gentle rhythm that your heart can synchronize with. As your breathing deepens and slows, visualize that golden field of light beginning to emanate from your heart center, starting as a warm glow in your chest and gradually expanding outward with each breath. See this light growing brighter and more radiant, extending beyond the boundaries of your physical body to create a luminous bubble of protection and coherence around you. This isn't just visualization. You're actually activating your heart's electromagnetic field and consciously directing its energy. Feel the safety and power of being surrounded by this coherent field. Nothing can disturb your peace unless you allow it. Now, while maintaining this golden field and rhythmic breathing, begin to repeat these vibrational affirmations with genuine feeling. I am the observer. I am the field. I am the frequency. Let each phrase resonate not just in your mind, but throughout your entire being. I am the observer. You're the conscious witness who can choose how to respond to any situation. I am the field. You're not separate from the quantum field. You are an active participant in creating reality. I am the frequency. Your vibration is your power, and you can consciously choose what signal you broadcast into the world. The beauty of this integrated practice is that it combines all the elements we've explored: heart coherence, frequency awareness, energetic protection, and conscious intention into one flowing experience. As you continue breathing, visualizing, and affirming, notice how your entire system begins to align and harmonize. Your thoughts become clearer, your emotions become more stable, and your body relaxes into a state of coherent flow. This is what it feels like to be fully integrated, where every aspect of your being is working together toward the same intention. What's remarkable is that the more you practice this integration, the less effort it requires. Your nervous system learns to recognize this state as your natural baseline, and you can access it more and more quickly throughout your day. Eventually, just placing your hand on your heart or taking one conscious breath can immediately shift you back into coherence. The techniques become invisible. They're no longer something you do, but something you are. The ultimate goal isn't to be perfect or to maintain coherence every single moment, but to develop such familiarity with this integrated state that you can return to it easily whenever you notice you've drifted into old patterns. This practice becomes your anchor, your home base, the frequency you can always choose to align with regardless of what's happening in your external world. And as you embody this level of energetic mastery, you'll discover that you're not just transforming your own reality, you're contributing to the elevation of human consciousness itself, one coherent heartbeat at a time. Now you understand something most people will never realize. You are not a passive observer of your reality. You are the active creator of it, one heartbeat at a time. The techniques you've learned aren't just personal development, they're scientific methods for mastering your own frequency. But remember, high vibration isn't a destination, it's a practice, a moment-by-moment choice to align with coherence instead of chaos. Every time you choose presence over reactivity, you're not just changing your life, you're contributing to a massive shift in human consciousness. Your coherent field influences everyone around you, creating ripples that extend far beyond what you can see. You are part of a growing community, transforming the world through conscious frequency. So I ask you directly, are you ready to stop being a victim of circumstances and start creating from conscious choice? Are you willing to practice coherence even when it's easier to react from old patterns? If this resonates with you, type in the comments, I choose to vibrate in high frequency. This isn't just engagement, it's an energetic declaration that locks in your commitment. When you like and subscribe, you're joining a community of conscious creators, literally changing the world, one coherent heartbeat at a time. Share this with someone who needs to remember their power, because you're expanding the field of consciousness itself. Stay tuned for the next video, where we'll explore advanced techniques for maintaining vibrational stability even in chaotic environments. Because mastering your frequency in easy moments is just the beginning.